Hey guys, did you know that in terms of male humans, I'm Melzbach's friend? And yeah. So, I got my Switch 2. I stayed up really late to go to Best Buy and get one. And it was such a pain in the ass to get the Switch 2 set up with my capture card. Thing is, my capture card is definitely not made for devices that support 4K and HDR. Like, the image on my TV looks deep fried. The image on my TV looks deep fried because my TV is really not meant to. My TV is really not meant to be dealing with a wonky setup like what I have. Like it just looks deep fried because okay, gonna set a 30-second timer. Not 30-second, 30-minute timer on my phone. You know, this game, it's like night and day when it comes to how it performs on Switch 2. And what's weird is that the video only looks messed up on my TV. It does not look messed up on OBS, and I hope it doesn't look messed up for you guys viewing. Like, I don't see it looking messed up on OBS, so it shouldn't look messed up for you guys. It only looks messed up on my TV. Like, this is really painful to look at, and yeah. So here's the wonky setup I had to do to get my capture card to work properly. So first I turned down the graphics on the Switch 2 since my capture card has Switch 1 recording quality. Sorry, I was just chatting with a friend on Discord. And yeah, I had to do a very wonky setup to get my capture card to work properly. Like, I had to turn down the graphics. I also had to do so much fiddling with codecs and stuff with both my mic and my capture card. Just to get both my mic and my capture card working. And then the final piece of the puzzle, just testing out different HDMI cables and ultimately realizing that I could only capture the audio if I use a cheap Chinese HDMI splitter, which I've heard is usually a sign of HDCP protection. Now, I don't know if that's the case with Switch 2. Someone would have to let me know if the Switch 2 uses HDCP for audio. But I don't think I've ever heard of anything using HDCP for audio only. Yeah, so after all that setup I did with the cheap Chinese HDMI splitter, the fiddling with HDMI cables and codecs, I still get a weird video output on the TV. The audio is perfectly normal on the TV, the video is weird. Now, this might also be an issue with my TV, I don't know for sure. I have a Hisense Roku TV. So if any Hisense Roku TV owners know what could be going on, please let me know. Yeah, it just looks deep fried. And you know, I should actually test something. The touch-up feature. One of the laggiest things in the game. Okay, yeah, that actually. It's actually like very smooth. I mean, I've always theorized that feature uses AI to work. It looks like the type of thing that would use AI to work. Now, surprisingly, being someone who actually data mines this game, I actually don't know for certain if it actually is AI or not. But like, if it is AI, that would explain why that's very slow on Switch 1, but like near instant on Switch 2. Why? Because the Switch 1 has a very old NVIDIA GPU from before DLSS existed. For anyone not familiar with gaming PC terms, DLSS basically is a feature that NVIDIA GPUs tend to have that is essentially hardware accelerating AI for the purpose of upscaling video. Though, since it's really just hardware accelerating AI, it can be used for other things too. why you may have heard that NVIDIA GPUs are good for AI. Because this is like a copyrighted thing from NVIDIA. Oh, by the way, sorry, there's a lot of background noise in my video. Because I probably should have pointed this out earlier. The only 4K TV that I have, okay, actually I have two 4K TVs in my house, but like, the only one that also supports HDR is this Hisense Roku TV that is definitely too big for me to move. Well, for me to regularly move. And it just so happens to be in an area of the house with a lot of foot traffic. Because the thing is, the Switch 2 is really the first device where I've had to care about 4K and HDR support. I mean, I do have some software that gives some software stuff like sometimes there's some video streaming software that I use, but like most stuff isn't available in 4K on that, or like you do occasionally find that. It's rare though. And so like, this is really the first time I've ever had something that just like supports 4K for lots of stuff. Because the thing is, like, none of the computers in my house support 4K. Okay, technically speaking, some of them are probably capable of outputting 4K, but the screen limits it, so if I connected them to this TV, they'd output 4K. Like, my laptop almost certainly is capable of that. My laptop has a pretty recent NVIDIA GPU. And by pretty recent, I mean it's one released in 2024. Okay, the laptop was released in 2024. I believe the GPU was actually released in 2023, but whatever. That's still recent enough to support 4K. And by the way, I tested and Tag Tree Thicket is no longer Lag Tree Thicket. At least on Switch 2, that is. One thing I don't know, because I haven't really played around with the Switch 2 that much, is Game Chat a Switch 2 software exclusive feature? Like, does this game support Game Chat or not? Okay, looks like it does. Oh. Speaking of Game Chat, I have something pretty funny to say about Game Chat. So, when the design of the Joy-Con 2 was revealed, and you know, there was that mysterious button on the right Joy-Con 2 that we didn't know what it was for. I mean, there were rumors going around that it was for voice chat, but they weren't confirmed yet. But later it was confirmed that it was for voice chat. What I said was, I hope it's a button to report the Nintendo Ninjas to HR. And so because it's not a button to report the Nintendo Ninjas to HR, I'm going to be ranting about how bad the Nintendo Ninjas are in game chat over and over again. Now I really hope that doesn't get me banned, since I'm literally canceling the moderators of something. So I really hope that doesn't get me banned. But I'm basically doing it in protest about how awful the Nintendo Ninjas are. Oh, and for anyone wondering why I still haven't made the 4 months remaining episode of LibTMC and Tech Showcase, it's because I delayed the launch of LibTMC and Detect. I believe this stream does have a VOD enabled, so you will be able to go back and see that. But, yeah, basically, due to some issues with event planning, I had to delay the launch to October 24th. So still in October, but instead of it being like an in loving memory of John Kirby thing, I mean, we're probably still gonna pay tributes to John Kirby during the event. But yeah, the event's not being held on the anniversary of John Kirby's death anymore. Rest in peace, John Kirby. Now it's being held on my birthday, which is also in October. Yeah, I had some event planning issues, so yeah, that's the type of thing that happens when you want to hold an event at a college, am I right? Nintendo said that they'll brick your console if you mod it. I'm not worried about that, and the reason I'm not worried about that is because they tried that on the 3DS and got in legal trouble for it. Like, I was around when I was in the 3DS homebrew scene when Nintendo was trying to do that with the 3DS. Thankfully, I had a NAND backup. They got in legal trouble shortly after they did it to my 3DS. Honestly, serves them right. Yeah, LibTMC and Detect has been delayed to October 24th. Like I said, it's due to event planning issues that have to delay it to October 24th. Okay, since this is a live stream, I think I might explain what the event planning issues were. So that college has a policy with events where it's like only only sponsored businesses, clubs, and classes are able to hold events there. That's their policy. And so what I have to do is I have to start a club that such an event would be relevant. I decided the school my sister goes to has a furry club, but the school I go to does not have a furry club. Why not start a furry club? I mean, their policies are laissez-faire enough to allow that. Unlike the first college I tried going to. Seriously, the first college I tried going to, pretty much all the staff there thinks that furries are zoophiles. No wonder I got kicked out of that college. So yeah. Why is Furry Club relevant to an anti-Nintendo Ninja event? Think about how the Nintendo Ninjas definitely discriminate against furries. Think about it. The Yuzu takedown was the only Patreon raid that wasn't targeted at a furry. Literally, there have been so many Patreon raids the Nintendo Ninjas have done, and the only one that wasn't targeted at a furry was the Yuzu takedown. I mean, the Yuzu takedown was the most publicized Patreon raid, but it was also the only one that wasn't targeted at a furry. Kurodode, Blitzerchin, Fuff, Insomniac Overlord, Kachomon. Please correct my pronunciation of any usernames I mispronounced. But those are examples of victims of Patreon raids who are furries. And it's why if I ever modded Nintendo Ninjas into Minecraft, they would be able to raid villages like pillagers. Which of course means that Minecraft Nintendo Ninjas would have Squidward noses. But yeah, the thing is, Nintendo Ninjas definitely discriminate against furries. I got called a zoophile by a Nintendo Ninja. Seriously, like, I actually got called a zoophile by a Nintendo Ninja once. Actually, more than once. I mean, all the times it was from the same Nintendo Ninja. But, yeah. Just because I 3D modeled Vaporeon Claspers. Now, for anyone not well versed in marine biology, Claspers are shark dicks. Yeah, so what I was saying about being a Nintendo Ninja victim myself, yeah. I feel qualified to speak on this topic because, like I said, I myself am a Nintendo Ninja victim. You know that Nintendo Ninjas are so bad that even some Nintendo employees who aren't Nintendo Ninjas hate the Nintendo Ninjas. Yeah, I think the reason Junichi Masuda left Game Freak to work for Nintendo, I think the reason he did that was probably to fight against the Nintendo Ninjas, as Junichi Masuda has actually confirmed that he hates the Nintendo Ninjas. Seriously, he was like, Eevee has a lot of fan art. Let's make Eevee the second mascot with the first main series Pokemon games for Switch. Yeah, the E621 results speak for themselves. Look at how many E621 results Eevee has versus the amount of E621 results Psyduck has. And you'll see where Junichi Masuda probably came up with those numbers. Waldo, no! That's the computer that's recording this. Sorry, my dog almost stepped on the computer. And contrary to what that Nintendo Ninja says, my dog is not afraid of me. They actually did say that. But yeah, basically Furry Club is going to be a club that's like a safe place for furries at my school. And a safe place for furries to express themselves, which, by the way, we will make it very clear that consent is required for Not Safe for Work. And by the way, yes, that conforms to my school's policies. I looked at my school's policies. I told you my school's policies were pretty laissez-faire. My school's policies are basically just don't do anything illegal. Which I like that. I think more schools should do that. I mean, yeah, explains why Anna's archive is blocked on the school's Wi-Fi network, but AGNPH isn't blocked on the school's Wi-Fi network. And yeah, so thing is, with this club I plan starting at my school called Furry Club, the thing is, one big thing we'll be doing is like fighting against anti-furry bigotry. And yeah, because one of the big things we'll be doing is fighting against anti-furry bigotry. It's like Nintendo Ninjas are one of the big groups that I've said does a lot of anti-furry bigotry with how their Patreon raids clearly discriminate against furries. Considering only one Patreon raid wasn't targeted at a furry. I don't know, maybe someone at Tropic Haze is a furry. I mean, considering the only Tropic Haze product that's still actively being worked on is Dolphin Simulator now. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me if someone at Tropic Haze is a furry. Especially with what I said about Patreon raids. Yeah, I got a German Talonflame here. Honestly, in English, we have such a lame name for Talonflame. It doesn't follow the naming convention that Fletchling and Fletchinger follow, but in both German and Japanese, Talonflame's name does follow that convention. In fact, from my understanding, its German name is just a transliteration of its Japanese name. Remember, this is coming from a Japanese learner. I don't speak German, though. I have a brother who's learning German, though. And my dad knows a bit of German. I don't know German, though. The closest thing I know to German is the language I'm speaking right now. The messed up contrast on my TV. It's so weird. Oh! Yeah, the messed up contrast on my TV. Like, this wasn't happening when I didn't have the wonky capture card set up. Like, when I was just using my Switch 2 normally, I didn't have these contrast issues. And like I said, OBS looks perfectly normal. So I think it's an issue with my TV. Maybe my TV is trying to enable HDR when my capture card doesn't support it. That might be it. Through a bunch of fiddling with stuff, I found out that my TV for some reason links the VRR setting to the HDR setting, meaning that when VRR is turned on, HDR is turned on, and when VRR is turned off, HDR is turned off. It's weird. So anyone who has a Hisense Roku TV and is getting errors about not being able to use HDR, change that setting and then it'll work just fine. It worked for me. Why do I like to clip out of bounds when I shiny hunt? Like, why do I like to clip out of bounds when I shiny hunt? Oh, by the way, shoutouts to C Willy HD for teaching me how to do that glitch. I think it was C Willy HD. Yeah, that's right, C Willy HD taught me how to do a lot of glitches in this game. And I kept trying to correct C Willy HD's pronunciation of Uba to no avail. Because remember, I'm also a Spanish learner. Which I've said that before several times in my videos. You know, Uba is in Uba Academy. Because it's named after the Spanish word for grape. Naranja Academy is named after the Spanish word for orange. I do like the taste of oranges and the taste of grapes. They're pretty good. And before you ask, no, even though I'm old enough to drink, I don't. Yeah, the drinking age in my country is 21. Which I've been told is quite high compared to the rest of the world. Okay, then again, there's countries in the Middle East that are completely dry. what did that message say? Warning, I can't. It's only showing me 2 words in the warning message. Hopefully it's not anything important. Yeah. I don't know why it's only showing me 2 words. What, do the devs of OBS have a 4K screen or something? And they're expecting users to use a 1080p screen on their device they use for recording. And so the text doesn't fit nicely onto 1080p screens. Is that it? Yeah, because the laptop I'm using to record this has a 1080p screen. Yeah, I should invest in a 4K capture card. I mean, this is my second capture card that I have. The first one actually, the seller lied saying it supported 4K. And this one, I didn't even bother for one that claimed to be 4K. Because I knew that if I spent a lot of money on one that claimed to be 1080p, I'd be more likely to get one that's actually good quality than if I spent a little bit of money on one that claimed to be 4K. Yeah, don't do that. It's probably not actually 4K if it's like that, because that usually means they're lying. It's not actually 4K. If it's like really cheap, that's a red flag. 4K is not cheap. That's why this is my, like I said, this is my second capture card. If you remember some of my older videos using a capture card where there was a lot of stuttering, that was when I had the old capture card. I mean, this capture card didn't claim to be 4K, but was a lot more expensive than the one that did claim to be 4K. And that's how I knew this one was actually telling the truth in the listing. The fact that it didn't claim to be 4K, but was more expensive than the one that did claim to be 4K and wasn't. In fact, that one, not only was it not 4K, it also couldn't do 60 FPS and HD. In fact, it even struggled to do 30 FPS and HD, if you remember those videos. Like, it really couldn't even do 30 FPS and HD. This capture card I have, I believe, claimed to be a 1080p 60 capture card. I think that's what it said it was. But because it was a lot more expensive than the other capture card, I knew that that was actually telling the truth. Plus, one was from a brand that's very gibberish sounding, which is always a red flag on Amazon. Whereas this one's from a brand called AverMedia, which sounds much more reliable, just by how it doesn't sound like gibberish. I think I heard somewhere that the reason why there's all those gibberish sounding Amazon brand names is it's a ban evasion thing. I think I heard somewhere it's a ban evasion thing.
Switch 2.
It's good. Guess what? You get a. Guess what? That means you get a special feature in my live stream because I'm live streaming right now when you said that.
Awesome.
That was my mom.
Goodbye.
This game runs a lot faster on Switch too.
Yeah.
This is a game that had always had performance struggles, and the performance struggles are just non-existent on Switch too. Pokemon Violet. I did buy a Switch 2 exclusive game and I have yet to try it. And that game is Mario Kart World. It's an open world Mario Kart game, which I know, open world combined with racing, that's like so crazy. I mean, the game I'm playing right now is also an open world game, except it's an RPG, which with RPGs being open world is a lot more common. It'd be funny if I did a Spider-Man cosplay. Because people have said I look like Tobey Maguire, so it'd be funny if I did a Spider-Man cosplay. Yeah, because then I'd be even more like Tobey Maguire. So I was just informing someone on a Discord chat that in Japan there's 2 different versions of the Switch 2. There's a region locked version and a region free version. Because they said they found a cheap Japanese Switch 2, and I said that's probably a region locked console. I've heard the region locked console is cheaper. Yeah, the region locked consoles, they only support setting the language to Japanese, and they can only play Japanese games, and they can only have Japanese accounts linked to them. Yeah, region-free consoles, on the other hand, can have their language set to any language that the Switch 2 is localized for, and can play games of any region, and can have accounts linked to any region. The region-free units are sold in all regions, but the region-locked units are only sold in Japan. Meaning mine is a region-free unit. In order to fight ninjas, you must learn their language. That was a Genki textbook. Genki being the name of a well-known Japanese textbook. And also being the Japanese word for healthy. Kind of an interesting name for a textbook. One interesting thing I heard from a YouTuber is that Switch 2 support was kind of hidden in the code of Tears of the Kingdom this whole time, but it was like a stubbed version where it was just 2 blank title screen options. Yeah. And And of course, now they're not stubbed anymore, and it's the full Switch 2 support. You know, one thing I was thinking about, I don't need an unmodded Switch 1 anymore, so I think I'm gonna mod the OLED Switch that I was previously using to record these videos. And yes, I'm aware that modding an OLED Switch requires installing a mod chip. And not only does it require installing a mod chip, but it requires installing a mod chip that requires reflowing a connection underneath the NAND and grinding away at solder mask. I know how to do those things now. I own a high-RV workstation, and I own a digital microscope. I've replaced VGA chips before. I've repaired damaged board traces before. Like, I've done more advanced board trace repairs than that one I did on a Wii U. That one I did on a Wii U was kind of like a basic one. I've done more advanced ones since then. Remember that video where I repaired board traces on the Wii U? Who remembers that video? I should make more episodes of Repair Party. Speaking of the Party family of Mel's Best Friend series, I'm going to be changing the formula for Glitch Party. Glitch Party is going to be less of a C. Willy HD style and more of a Panacoic style from now on. What that means is that I'm going to go in depth explaining why glitches happen instead of... I'm going to go in depth explaining why glitches happen and cover only a few glitches per episode, sometimes even just one glitch in an episode. You know, instead of having it be a mega compilation, like it used to be. I want to know what you guys will think of the new formula. I'm actually working on the first episode of Glitch Party with a new formula. And it's on this game, actually. A very peculiar glitch that actually, due to Pokemon LODs only applying within the draw distance on Switch 1, this bug is actually only present on Switch 1. Like, if you're playing on Switch 2, the bug is patched. And it's solely because the Switch 2 doesn't need to rely on LODs for Pokemon models. Like, you don't see any blurry bumpy applying to Pokemon models from far away on the Switch 2. You do see it on Switch 1. Like, even just zooming out the camera would do it on Switch 1. Even to Miraidon or Koraidon, which is usually the closest Pokemon to your camera. Apparently, Koraidon and Miraidon, apparently their names mean Future Dragon and Ancient Times Dragon. So apparently Don is used to abbreviate dragon in a lot of Japanese Pokemon names. And they have the same name in Japanese as they do in English. But I've heard that Charizard does that using Don to abbreviate dragon in Japanese, being called Rizadon in Japanese.
Then you might want to stop your live soon so you don't like watching really long lives.
You probably have not seen what Twitch and YouTube tend to be like then.
Goodbye.
Yeah, my mom doesn't get live streaming. I should make a Twitch account. Actually, I have a Twitch account, but I only use it to view other people's streams. What I meant is, maybe I should do some streaming on Twitch as well. I mean, I think a lot of creators prefer to stream on Twitch over YouTube. Maybe if I streamed on Twitch, I'd understand why. So I'm not sure why some people prefer streaming on Twitch. Well, actually, a lot of people prefer streaming on Twitch. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe I have to stream on Twitch to find out why. Oh, and by the way, for anyone wondering why it's Chikorita I'm shiny hunting, I probably should have said this sooner. But there's a reason why it's Chikorita I'm shiny hunting. So I completed my collection of shiny starters, including forms, a while ago. But I'm specifically shiny hunting Chikorita. because I already shiny hunted Tepig and Totodile a second time. And I can show that. I can show that on the screen that I did. In fact, you know what? Why did I do that? Okay. Okay, ignore the fact that Vaporeon is there. Normally I'd have my shiny Meganium there, which remember I was doing the student method with my shiny Meganium earlier. And that's why my shiny Meganium is over there. Typhlosion. I like this nickname. It's funny, the nickname I chose, Torch Against. Mozilla. Get it? Because Greninja is a Nintendo ninja, so that's why I did Lawyer Frog. This is because of the Typhlosion copy pasta. This is because of the Typhlosion copy pasta. Get it? Because both Fire Alarms and Fuecoco look like Among Us. Okay, Twisting Vine for Quackaball is because okay, so that's a joke with Minecraft. So in Minecraft, there's this thing called a Twisting Vine. In Lolcat, it's called a Spiral Noodle. Quackaball is based off a duck. Ducks have spiral noodles. If you know what I mean by ducks have spiral noodles. And there's my other shiny Tepig. And my other shiny Totodile. Those ones I didn't evolve because I'm gonna evolve them in CA. As you can see, some of the starter nicknames I did were a bit lazy, but some of them were honestly quite funny. Like nicknaming Blastoise, Ba! Now, anyone who's on a Wii would probably know why I nicknamed Blastoise Ba! Okay, technically all the new Super Mario Bros. Games have that, but it's most well known in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Because yes, I've played all the new Super Mario Bros. Games. But basically, it's a joke with Koopa Troopas dancing when the music goes bah! It's comparing Blastoise to a Koopa Troopa, that's the joke. The deep fried images are getting annoying. But I must persist, I've only got a few eggs left. Okay, one egg left. What do you say? Should I end stream after this egg, or if this egg isn't shiny, should I end stream after this egg, or should my Pokemon just keep having sex until I get a shiny? You know what? Since this is a shiny hunting stream, and it'd be anticlimactic if I didn't get a shiny. Yeah. Time for some more Pokemon sex. Yeah, let's head back to Alphanata. Okay, I am thirsty. Let me go grab something to drink. Okay, so I just grabbed Trader Joe's sparkling water, black cherry vanilla flavor. Grab that to drink. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna reset my meal power. Why not? Okay, let me start a 30-minute timer on my phone. Since for some reason we don't have the ability to view the meal power timer while picnicking, which I find that very stupid. Da 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 da! Congratulations, you're going to have so much sex. Yes, I just imitated the Mario Kart unlock sound. I was quoting something from r/Thomas the Plank Engine. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Why am I so good at imitating the Mario Kart unlock sound? swear, it's like the Nintendo Ninjas Monterey Encyclopedia Dramatica or something, because the Nintendo Ninjas like to call furries zoophiles and lolcows. And I'm offended by that. Like seriously, I once said Eevees are cute and they look even cuter with their dank hair parts visible. And I got called a little cow for saying that. That's something that a lot of furries will say. Anyone who's played a Pokemon game from Gens 2 through 8 would know why daycare part is an acceptable euphemism for genitalia. silly science YouTubers. Definitely Nile Red and the Thought Emporium, those are also some silly science YouTubers. They're silly because of the types of things that they do. And of course, the pseudoscience debunking YouTubers also tend to be silly, like Professor Dave and Forrest Valkai especially. course, Valkai's Whale Evolution video was funny. You also have a blowhole, Jane. It's on your face, except it's called a nose. Or something like that. Yes, Whale Evolution video is funny. This is not true of any whale species, living or otherwise. Whales do not have claspers. Claspers are something that sharks have. Lol. And now, what's a funny moment from a Professor Dave video? Oh, I know, the part where he showed the diagram of what a charlatan might say about atoms. Where it was like, atoms are actually toroids filled with dupligorps of 4 different colors. And he tried to illustrate what toroidal atoms would look like. It was kind of funny. Ditto, you're not sleeping. Weird what I had to do to get the audio to record. Like, the fact that I had to hook this up to a cheap Chinese HDMI splitter, but doing that caused the TV's colors to get messed up, and it's only the TV's colors that are messed up. It's not messed up on OBS. It's weird. Contrast is all messed up. Like, you can even see that the contrast is messed up. But I couldn't get the contrast to work and the audio recording to work. So I thought, make it high quality to the viewers, but painful to me. Which, you know, means making the audio quality work, but making the TV's contrast not work. Because before the audio wouldn't record at all, like, it just wouldn't record audio. I think, I don't know if this is the reason, but I think it might be HDCP, because a cheap Chinese HDMI splitter is how I bypassed it. But I've never seen HDCP be used for audio only. Whenever I've seen HDCP, it was for both audio and video. Never seen it for just audio. So it might be something else. But if it is HDCP, I guess you could say I'm the first one to bypass a security feature on the Switch too. I know the Switch 1 had audio and video HDCP on a per title basis, meaning games could choose whether to enable it or not. Most games didn't. One Switch 2 feature that I think is a very nice quality of life improvement is having a second USB-C port on the top. Why is that such a nice quality of life improvement? It means you can actually charge the system in tabletop. Which that was a big problem with the Switch 1, that you couldn't charge it in tabletop. Yeah, I don't need an unmodded Switch 1 now. I'm probably going to mod my OLED Switch, which I know requires soldering a very difficult to install mod chip, and so the thing is, I feel like that would be a fun project. I mean, afterwards I'll have two modded Switches, because I also have my unpatched Switch. That I think has also made appearances in my videos before. Yeah, my unpatched Switch has made appearances in my videos before. the Eevee backpack that Penny has. You can't get it in game, but there's actually a similar backpack, not identical but similar, that you can get IRL. And I have it. Like I said, it's not identical to Penny's backpack, but it's similar. In fact, I literally bought that backpack because it looks a little bit like Penny's backpack. You should be drowning. Someone's gonna take that quote out of context now, I know it. But I like seeing YTPs of stuff, so that would be funny if someone made a YTP of me. I'm the type of person who would laugh at a YTP of myself. Ah yes, like Gifted Things was like YTP Nintendo's. You know what, let's go to a different spot for breaking the map. Stanley assumed he had broken the map, but I actually broke the map. Why do I jump like that? Well, it's because this game doesn't have keep you on the ground physics. This game has keep you on the water physics. And that prevents the keep you on the water physics from kicking in. Anyone who's messing around with glitches or cheat codes in older Pokemon games probably knows what I mean by keep you on the ground physics. Don't say it's called Y-snapping. It's not called Y-snapping. It's called keep you on the ground physics. Ah yes, that one glitch with the tree in Sword and Shield. loading zone. But yeah, I said the real hidden treasure of Area Zero is that Area Zero is behind the loading zone. battery in these controllers. Java edition. This crazy complex redstone machine with a bunch of piglins trapped inside. Piglin Trading Farming Bedrock edition. Grow gold at a trapped piglin. Use a sticky piston to repeatedly push a block of gold. It's kind of funny if that's the case. If you know, you know. Definitely gonna be buying a Switch 2 Pro controller when they restock. Because I remember Best Buy was out when I got my Switch 2. And I wonder if the Switch 2 Pro controller uses a 3DS battery. I'm saying because both the Wii U and Switch Pro controllers use 3DS batteries. Oh, Wii U, I look just like Buddy Holly. Except for me, it's more like Tobey Maguire. almost 2.5 hours. Oh, and by the way, about when I got called a zoophile for 3D modeling Vaporeon claspers, you might be thinking, does that mean Reisukaku is a Nintendo Ninja? No, Reisukaku is not a Nintendo Ninja. I mean, of course Reisukaku isn't a Nintendo Ninja. There's a well-known incident of Reisukaku being a victim of the Nintendo Ninjas. Though then again, sometimes victims do get converted into Nintendo Ninjas. But that's actually pretty rare, from what I've seen. But we know Reisukaku isn't one. It was someone else involved in that incident. Who's the one who I'm saying is a Nintendo Ninja? It was someone else involved in that incident. Like I said, Category 10 Nintendo Ninja victims, that they call them, which are Nintendo Ninja victims that were converted into Nintendo Ninjas. They are rare, but you do see them every now and then. The person who's involved in this incident who wasn't me or Reisukaku that I'm referring to is an example of a Category 10 Nintendo Ninja victim. I will not say their name, because I know they'll go after me if I do. Then again, I called them out for this on X after they stalked me a whole bunch, and they haven't stalked me since. But I don't want to get a strike on my channel from a Nintendo Ninja taking the video down, so yeah, I'm not going to say the person's name. By the way, Risukaku, if you're watching this, I'm very sorry for what I said about 3D modeling Vaporeon Claspers. I've learned that is only for places that allow not safe for work. You know, like U621 server, that's a place where I can do that. And to be honest, some things I did in response to the Clasper incident were some pretty bad things that you normally think of a Nintendo Ninja being the one to do them. And I regret doing those things too. Okay. This stream's been going on for a long time. This will be the last day, regardless of whether it's shiny or not. Yeah. Okay. Well, at least I did a stream to celebrate the Switch 2 launch. This is Melsback's friend signing off. And no one's a better best friend than good old Melsback's friend. Thanks for watching.